turn on the camera, maybe we can capture the people that are visible. We can go around the round table. First of all, everybody I feel know me, Agostino Bruzzone. I am the general chair of this conference, and even in this case, I am the coordinator of the project that is called ALACRES. ALACRES is a project about, I will tell later, but it's a project about developing a virtual lab based on simulation for improving safety and security in port. Maybe we can go around the table. Et on peut parler, tu peux parler en français si tu préfères, Francis, Gabory. Ton microphone, c'est pas, ne marche pas.
Oui,
Parfait.
oui. Ça serait bien en français, oui. C'est gentil.
Go. If you introduce yourself, just... So, François Gabory, le responsable is responsible of the safety and the operations within the port of Toulon. That is one of the partners of our organization. So in our project, they represent one of the expertise and the users for the virtual lab, and is part of an ALACRES champion. Then we have Jessica Frangella. Jessica, you like to introduce yourself? Non la sentiamo, il microfono è spento.
Oh, sorry. Can you hear me now?
Perfectly, we even see you.
Okay, perfect. My name is Jessica Frangella and I'm a research fellow at University of Calabria.
Benissimo, thank you very much for being with us and to help us. Kirill Shinashikov, that is here, is part of simulation team and is a responsible senior developer on modeling simulation. Hi, Kirill.
Hello, everyone.
Thank you for being with us. Then we have Professor Frosolini, Marco, that is from University of Pisa.
Yes, I am the scientific responsible for the group working in Pisa. So thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you for being here. And then we have Mr. Zdenek Novotny. Are you here?
I'm here. I'm from the University of Pardubice. Thank you.
Okay. Are you interested in the subject of safety or in the subject of ports?
I'm sorry?
Are you interested in the subject related to port or safety?
Yes, of course, I am interested. I'm just personally interested. I'm not professionally or related to study to the security, but my personal interests are like
okay.
that.
Thank you very much. And then we have Mr. Leader, Rieke Leader of BIBA. Can you introduce yourself? Mr. Leader, we don't get your voice.
No, you should. Yeah,
Good.
I'm Rike. I'm a research scientist at the BIBA, which is located at the University of Bremen.
Of Bremen, in Germany?
Yes.
Oh, very good. So nice place. Very good. So I will point out quickly what is ALACRES in order to give you an understanding, and then maybe we can have some quick presentation on it. So give me just 1 second in order to identify how to share. Well, it's coming, it's coming, it's coming. Amen. Let's see if I can share. Supposed to work, but doesn't work. Okay. Voilà. Now you see my screen?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. You know, the ALACRES is a project that is sponsored by the European Community as a joint cooperation between on maritime sector. It specifically is an Interreg program between Genoa and between Italy and France. The partner involve Genoa University, University of Cagliari, the University of Pisa, as well as the CCI VAR, that is the Chamber of Commerce of VAR, that in reality is even the authority in France that manage the port authority. So we have Genoa, Cagliari, Pisa, CCI VAR, CCI Bastia e Haute Corse, that is another port authority of Bastia, port in Corse Island. We have Vigili del Fuoco, so firefighting of the Sardinia, where there is Cagliari port. ARPAL is the National Agency for Environmental Protection in Italy. We have Coast Guard, the Central Command of Coast Guard in Rome, and even their partner in Cagliari. And there is even Queen, that is a consortium that originally was present in jointly with Pisa. Now it's everything is up to Pisa, but in reality the subjects are almost the same, not institutional. But this is an Interreg program, and simulation team is one of the network that promote, because Genoa University and Cagliari are member of a simulation team, and we have strong partnership even with other institute like this is our website. If you have opportunity to visit, if you are interested, you can find information about our mission and the kind of simulator that we develop. You can see here just an example of something that we have done, because we developed a simulator that can be used in a scalable way. What it means, that we can create this simulation working on a single smartphone, or to go up to use inside a cave. Okay, the idea is to create a simple engine that could have additional feature, because obviously to run on a smartphone, or even worse, to run into a HoloLens, the capability are pretty limited. I will show you this aspect over here. I feel dash project. If I go over here, okay, so in general we have tested multiple solutions. One is this one, that is a HoloLens, so you can get through, is augmented reality. Another one, vice versa, a solution like this one. This is a Oculus Rift. Now Oculus Rift is going to be obsolete. When we start was still in production, but there are other kind of headset that we can use. And we use even solutions that are a combination. You can run on a computer, or you can run in situation like this one, for instance. This is a cave. Inside this cave you can enter, and the engine is the same. Okay, but the idea is obviously when you run on a powerful workstation, you can do much more powerful issue. When you run on a simplified case, obviously you have limited capability. From this point of view, one aspect that is important is that we can basically develop a common framework to be used as a lab to carry out tests. And in this sense, this turned to be, let me show you something like this run, for instance, this case, you see that is, I don't know if you can see, but do you see this is running on a smartphone, simple smartphone, €100. You can move up to work on this is an head-mounted display that is 10, 20 euro, 40 euro maximum. You put inside your Samsung, your mobile or whatever, and you see in 3D. You have Oculus Rift that is immersive with 3D mouse. You have HoloLens. Oculus Rift is around 300, 400 euro. Oculus is around 4,000, or you can go up to use on cave very immersive. I mean, the basic one is very simplified. What is the purpose of this simulation environment? The purpose is to experiment. First of all, we like to experiment procedure. So to understand, to have get the view the port in this area, this ball represent coverage of camera, dangerous material area. What happen if you move a town? What happen if you move, if you move a ship? What happen if you move the area around? We have even visited with Francis the Genoa port a couple of months ago. I have visited Toulon, and we try to create this common framework to investigate. And the second one is to use even for carrying out simulation. In this case, with head mounted, we use a stereoscopic view, as you can see. So the stereoscopic view allow you to have an immersive element. And at the same time, just to give you this example, you can use in a computer, obviously, but you have even the possibility to use, in this case, is operating with the HoloLens. So you see through, this is a nautical map from Hydrographic Institute of the Italian Navy. But when you look through, you see the virtual world, and you can even interact because the camera, the HoloLens have a camera that collect the operation. So this gives you an idea of what is the potential of these techniques, and this project is devoted to go forward in this direction. Currently, we have completed the analysis and definition of the scenario. So we define what kind of scenario to analyze. We identify two scenarios, one at sea and one inside the port. At sea, in front of the port. In front of the port means that there are two boats near the port. There is a collision. It could be even if it's Cagliari is inside the channel port. There is a collision on the two boats. There is a dispersion of contaminant in the sea. There is a hazardous material spill into the air. You can have wounded people. You can have a loss of control of one of the ship. The idea is a classical collision between a ship, a cargo, and a barge that is bunkering. So it's refilling, providing refuel. You can have people at sea, you can have people that get injured. And WTs require combined reaction by firefighter, by the Coast Guard, by the Authority for Environmental Impact, and from the Port Authority, and even other players that are not partner, but by simulator we can simulate like a terminal operator, mooring mans, tag owners, and so on. So this is the scenario, let me say, sea scenario, that is in the water. The other one is inside the port on the ground. In this case, we can have an effect due to an accident inside that could damage tanks. So there could be tanks of chemical compound that could be flammable, explosive, risk of explosion or even explosion, considering domino effect, and even contamination. The project would like to extend this model in order to evaluate even new kind of threats. The threats could be that you have a fire, but nothing really toxic, but due to some reason on the media, it spread the information that it is a toxic, even if the smoke is clearly not toxic, even by just viewing and knowing what is burning. But this could create panic on the surrounding town. Surrounding town could be the follow-up of this project. But nowadays, if you have a passenger ship that is not far inside the port affected, this could create panic on board and could be interesting to evaluate what is the right procedure. The first use is to define the procedure. So to use, while the experts sit around on the table, you play the scenario, each time changing randomly, because it's a stochastic simulator. It changes randomly a little bit the scenario, and we see what is the best way to react. The second way is that we can use the same for train, not too much in the psychomotor aspect, but in the cognitive, the responsible of the different subject. Obviously, there is a huge potential to reuse for other kind of scenario, for other kind, including other players, etc. Nowadays, the idea is two scenarios in the three ports, Bastia, Cagliari, and Toulon. But obviously the potential is big, and the fact that we play from a smartphone, from a laptop, whatever you like, it will make it very reusable. So this gives you an understanding on what is the, let me say, the concept behind. We have a champion team that is composed by some of the people around the table. We have, for instance, Gabori, Kirill, me, Marco, etc. That we have someone have a background more scientific or software simulation developer, some other more operational. But for instance, myself, I have a background as a Navy officer, and I worked a lot in ports for consulting, for logistics, for operation, for safety and security. And so that's Mark worked a lot in contact with port. Gabori is doing, this is the job. So we have this, we composed this team that needed to use and test the simulator to see how it works. And this will be the task that will carry it out from October going up to the next October. And then we'll make it available for other people. So I feel this provide an overview. And in case you have any question, I will be very glad to answer. I don't know from the people, for instance, they are outside of the network, if Rieke would like to pose any question, you have any interest. Do you do something in port simulation?
I don't have questions, but I think it's very interesting, the ports, having port simulations.
Good, good. I feel there are opportunities even incoming in the European Union proposal, as well as on a national base for making proposal for new projects. So if you are interested to set up a proposal for some call, I feel it could be very nice to keep in touch and verify if we can have a good synergy among our research, because my group deal mostly with modeling simulation, artificial intelligence, but each one can bring a valuable contribution. Just for your convenience, I write here my email, as well as our website. That currently the website is hosted by Liophant, that is a non-profit scientific organization that you remember probably from the opening, because it's dealing with it will deliver this evening a couple of awards, and is one of the founder of this I3M conference. Marco, do you like to add something?
Yes, just a punctualization if I can. You said before correctly that we are interested, and in the future we will explore the Periport and surrounding areas. Actually, in Pisa we are already doing partially this. We are studying the effects of incidents in the Periport areas and the surrounding town, and we would have some small simulation about the occurrence of an incident and the consequences on the urban area surrounding the port. And therefore, if someone is interested in the safety relating to the periport areas in the case of incidents in the port, we are able to provide them in a couple of months. We are ending our work on this aspect.
Thank you very much, Mark.
Very well.
Kirill, do you like to say something or show something?
Well, right now I don't have any cool gadget with me to show you, so unfortunately it's not
but we have seen you in the movie, so we know.
Yeah.
So thank you very much. Gabori, do you like to say, est-ce que tu veux dire quelque chose au regard du projet?
Alors, moi, le projet, c'est un super projet. On a vraiment adhéré à la Chambre de commerce à ce projet-là. On a, je peux le dire en toute honnêteté, une complicité d'ailleurs. Quand on se rencontre, on a eu l'occasion de faire beaucoup de choses ensemble, Agostino. Et c'est avec plaisir qu'on le fait. C'est avec plaisir que moi, je l'ai pris à 200% et que je suis toujours prêt à continuer avec toi.
Merci bien. Je vais traduire très vitement. Gabori said that is a super project, this one, because in fact it's big in terms of budget and it's not huge. It's a project that, let's say, 2 years, 2 million contribution, so real money, 100% funded, and so significant amount of money. It's specific, we make it sharp. Gabori said the good point is there is a strong connection between the partners. We had the opportunity to work together strictly, and even this champion team, it's very important because in simulation, verification and validation is crucial. It's not just verify the simulator run properly. The main point is to understand if simulator answer to the question. So a simulator is devoted to help to define safety procedure. It works in this direction because sometimes maybe you need a small issue to address the point. Maybe you have a very sophisticated model, but it's not usable. Some other time you have a simple model, but it's useful. And obviously, as a scientist, we need to do the right model, but even to understand what is the right model for the users. So this is very important work side by side. The major project success relies on strong cooperation between operational people and development people. And so I feel this is good. And Gabori said that obviously it's a pleasure to work together in this case because they understand that it's not university or software that creates something and give to them, but we really construct together. I mean, they give us their needs. The scenario, for instance, one was designed by Gabori and Joseph from Toulon and Bastia. The other one was designed by the Coast Guard, Italian Coast Guard for Cagliari. So it's the user that define what we like to do, but we reply. We say, look, this is not feasible with this budget, with this time. This is feasible, so we can define something that is really effective. So thank you. Merci beaucoup, Francis, pour ta discussion. Bharat, do you like to say anything? We have even Bharat Kumar Gadapurin, that is another scientist of Genoa University, working in my team that was supervising the group that was creating, I feel, the 3D modeling of the ports, or the three-dimensional environment, the terrain, and the bathymetry of the port. Bharat, would you like to say anything?
No, Professor, I don't have any questions.
Okay, thank you very much. So I feel just like to inform the project partner, but even the other one, if they are interested for further initiative, currently I plan to organize a paper that is just, let me say, an introductory paper on ALACRES2, the project, that is focused on the issue of the scenario. So to identify why we create such models, so the objective, the definition of the goal, and the scenario definition. It could be a good starting point. I will be very glad to have people from your organization. Gabori, je vais faire un papier scientifique de le travail d'ALACRES qui sera une introduction à la question au regard des objectifs et aussi de le scénario. Je vais mettre dans les auteurs, nous allons le préparer tous ensemble. J'ai pensé de mettre toi et aussi si tu désires, dis-moi toi parce que tu c'est l'opérationnel. Je ne sais pas si c'est bon aussi de mettre pour instance Katia et Elena. C'est à toi peut-être de me dire qu'est-ce que tu veux faire.
Ouais, juste Elena, mais qui me laissera la main, mais au moins qu'elle soit informée.
Oui, alors je vais t'envoyer une draft, comme on dit, un document de travail, et tu vas me dire que tu le considères de travail. Et depuis, tu me vas dire si tu veux mettre une autre personne, ou de changer, ou de faire des choses. Je l'envoie à toi. Et la même chose, je vais faire avec toi, Marco, pour Pisa, et aussi pour les autres partenaires. J'ai déjà parlé avec le capitaine de la capitainerie de port. I have already talked with the Coast Guard. I have talked not yet with the firefighter because I was not able. and I will call Joseph, and I already talked with Gianfranco in University of Cagliari. So I feel this is good. I feel it's good during this conference to have meeting on projects, not too much to show up the flag of the project, but because this could be inspiring to create a new proposal. So I feel that maybe we can work together, and even maybe once in the future with University of Bremen or of Hamburg, of La Rochelle or whatever, Valencia, Barcelona. But Barcelona is very active with us. Riga was very active with us. Once upon the time, let's say TU Delft, that is mostly related to Rotterdam port. We have Miguel, that is Murica, that is responsible of the Dutch simulation group. That is, I have currently a person over there in Amsterdam Port. Nobody never mentioned Amsterdam Port, but I feel Amsterdam Port is the third port in Europe, or is the fourth. In any case, one of the biggest, even if in our mind, Antwerp, Rotterdam, Hamburg are always the first one. So I feel there is a good potential. We have a connection with the user. We have a knowledge of technology. We need to work to prepare more effort, because it's good to acquire resources that then we can use for our young scientists for your research activity. Okay. So thank you very much. I feel je pense. Salve, Pirodi. Coast Guard, are you here?
Hello, sir. We are here. Thank you very much for the invitation. We are very proud to be here with you, and we are curious to follow this important meeting.
Thank you so much. We was just presenting an overview of the project, maybe before just you arrived. I mentioned that we was talking, I already anticipate, we are preparing such introductory paper about objective and scenario, where we'll give a reference even to the ALACRES point. And I feel it could be interesting to check even opportunity to create a new proposal. While we do that, that is our goal now. We have even to think about to set up new proposal, maybe different frameworks, etc., and to reuse the effort that we'll do. For instance, you are expected to acquire equipment to install the virtual lab in your infrastructure to be used, and then it could be a valuable asset to do many tasks. You like to say any word, Giulio?
Yes, thank you. Of course, I agree completely. And during the first phase of the project, we assessed that there was some space to create something that could also meet the need of the Coast Guard to exploit the product of the project. So the general idea was to create a sort of meeting room that could be also connected with our operational room, with the aim to exploit the products of the project. This is, in general, in brief, what we are going to propose.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I feel this is a good interpretation of exactly what is the task that we have in mind for ALACRES, and it's a good opportunity to use this initiative to create a common framework where to learn the advance, because most of us, we work in the sector, but if we keep in touch, obviously we have an advantage that we can be up to date and let evolve the situation with what are the new opportunities from technology, as well as the new need by user point of view that are very, very, very crucial, I mean. So thank you very much, Giulio. I feel we can close a little bit early. Was scheduled to finish within 10 minutes, but we'll have later on the award ceremony that will award the best paper of the conference. And by the way, Giulio, if you like to participate, we'll be very glad. I invite each of you to participate, and maybe next time we could have a paper running for this position. But I know you are very busy, so feel free to decide based on your commitment. I just put now here the link of the cocktail. It's a virtual cocktail because each one will drink from his own side, but it's better than nothing, let's say. And I put now here the link to access. 1 second. There. So if you want to join, it's just over here, and you can just click over there. And if you have some spirit of your side, you can toast with us. That could be something particular. We will prefer to drink from the bridge of a ship in some tropical sea or in the middle of a storm. But considering that currently is a nice day here, we can just drink through a camera.
Okay.
Okay, so thank you very much, gentlemen. If you like, take a copy of the link so you will be able to join.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hey, thank you.
Thank you very much.